The following tape is a production of All Roads Ministry. This is Vin Lewis, President and founder of All Roads Ministry. The conversation which you are about to hear on this tape took place spontaneously, and with any spontaneous recording, it has the great advantage of being unplanned and giving you the sense of being right there. Also, however, spontaneous recordings are those which cannot control the environment, background noises, and technical aspects. So therefore, the recording is not as perfect as I would like, but it is definitely good for you to hear, because these two Jehovah's Witnesses who came to my door on a Sunday afternoon in spring 1991 are the same type who come to your door. They are not the experts. They are the ordinary, average person, the type with whom you have to deal when you deal with these pesky cultists. The two Jehovah's Witnesses were young men, well-dressed as always, and, at least outwardly, well-behaved. You may also hear the voice of Cindy Hoff, who is my personal assistant, who was present at the time, and you might even hear in the background my dog, whose name is Spot. Spot recently underwent a conversion and became a Catholic, having been a Presbyterian for most of his life. I'd like you to pay particular attention to the evasiveness of the Jehovah's Witnesses, and at the end of this tape, after the conversation is over, I will attempt to give you some quite specific techniques for dealing with these most dishonest people. And with that, let's go on to the conversation. Thank you for listening. Yeah, I guess. There you go. Fine. Go ahead. Talk. I'm sorry. I've been here, and it's like, okay. Gentlemen, excuse me. Would you have something to drink with a glass of soda or tea and anything like that?
Sure.
Okay.
Well, the one question we just got asked is, we're just talking to people who are interested in learning about the Bible.
Right.
Are you?
Sure. Absolutely.
Okay, because that's what we're trying to tell. We're basically talking today about people about God's kingdom.
No problem.
Now,
let me ask you a question if I may, okay? And this is what should I ask you the tough question first, or is that impolite? And I mean it sincerely. See, one of the things I hope you'll understand is that I'm trying to be sincere and frank with you, and I hope you'll be the same with me. What I found is in many areas of religion, what people do is they do not express their real feelings, they express a truth, but not the real truth. In other words, they'll tell you something that they believe is true, but they'll hold back the real stuff. I don't know if you ever dealt with Mormons. Mormons will tell you quite a bit of stuff that sounds like real Christianity. But when you get into it, you find that Mormons are polytheists. They don't believe in the real divinity of Jesus. They believe in a lot of weird stuff, They won't tell you that right away, okay? So the point I'm just trying to make is, I hope that you will be as sincere with me as I am going to try to be with you, okay? And the point I'm making is I have no objection to, how do I put it? You're sort of my guest, so I'll try to be as hospitable as I can without being offensive. But if I found that most people, including Jehovah's Witnesses, cannot answer the basic question, which I'm about to pose. But if you think it's impolite to, to get to the core of the matter first, then I'll hold it off. Would it be impolite? I'm asking you. Make a decision.
Well, what's your question?
Well, the basic question is this. Okay, no problem at all. I understand that you're going to express something to me. Let's work on the presumption that you sincerely believe it. How do you know what you're saying is correct?
Oh, we're trying to go by the Bible.
I understand. But you see, the point is this. The Bible does not have, well, let's see if we agree. The Bible requires interpretation in some spots, does it not?
Well, Joseph said in Genesis that interpretation belongs to God.
I understand perfectly.
That's what we believe.
Right, okay. But it requires interpretation in some spots, doesn't it?
We believe that the Bible itself interprets.
Very good. Okay, but it still requires interpretation. Even if it's the Bible itself which does it, I know that
it requires cross-referencing and
very good.
It out against context.
Very good, very good. How do we determine the context in the cross-referencing?
How do we determine context? I guess that's the answer is defined by the word context. You got to look at the scriptures around, right?
Exactly. Now, do you go one verse ahead, 2, 5,
no, we have
20?
I think you know the answer to this.
No, well, okay, see, I know the answer.
Our feelings on it is we have to take the book as a whole. You can't take one scripture and say, look, this is the point.
Very good, very good. Then, to be perfectly honest, I have to sit here while you read from Genesis to the end of Revelation, and then you can pick a particular passage out, right? But not until. You understand my point? If it's the book as a whole, then don't give me any passage. Let's read the entire thing in one sitting. But the problem is, of course, mechanically, by the time we get to any part of say, Exodus, I've forgotten Genesis.
Right.
So mechanically, we can't do that. I mean, there are some people who have, in the history of the world, so I've been told, memorize the entire Bible. You know, I guess it's possible if you don't do anything else. But the point I'm making is at any particular time, I mean, you're not going to quote the whole Bible to me. What you're going to try to do is advance certain positions and back them up with certain scriptural passages. That's what everybody does. There's nothing wrong with that. But the point I'm trying to make is, what is to convince me that your position is correct? Because quite frankly, there's not universal consent on everything. Agreed?
Sure.
Okay, so, example. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe Jehovah's Witnesses do not believe in the